what Ryan did, right? No more talking. And he also wrote April 15th, tax day. Is that the day that you guys are going to be fighting?
Shit, he already said it. He already said it, so I'll be getting ready. I ain't doing no more talking. Just gotta sign that dollar line.
What's up, fight fans? Mainman, Mademan here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. What up to the fam? What up to everyone in Mainman, Mademan's boxing form? Hey, look, so the thing is this, fight fans. We know we possibly have this upcoming fight between Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia possibly coming up soon in the future, if everything lines up, right? Now, I've been sitting here trying to think about, how this fight might look inside the ring if we get that fight. And it's going to be a very interesting fight. And I don't believe that Ryan Garcia have many avenues to victory in that fight. I get it, fight fans. Y'all might say, hey, the hand speed, the movement, the length, all of that stuff. But these are all the same things that Tank Davis have been seeing a majority of his career. And I think he's kind of mastered that to a certain degree of beating those kind of fighters. Tall, rangy, long fighters, guys who, and even if they want to try to walk Tank down and putting Tank on the back foot, he's kind of figured it out on how to beat those kind of guys. And even when Tank is coming forward on the front foot and being more aggressive, he's also figured out ways to beat those kind of guys too. So when I look at Ryan Garcia, I say to myself, dog, like, what is it that he can really do? Because Ryan, to me, is still kind of like not fully matured right now. You know what I mean? As far as on the count of his best potential or the best fighter that he can be. I don't think that Ryan has got to that point yet. I still think Ryan has some ways to go, in my opinion. So knowing that where he's at now, is he good enough to deal with Gervonta Davis? And it's like I said, I just don't see no ways on how he gets the victory. I don't see it. I see one way. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that Gervonta Davis and his entire camp need to be mindful of. There's one way that I can see. And maybe there's other folks who see other ways, but the only way that I see Ryan Garcia beating Gervonta Davis is taking him late and attempting to drown him. And that is because, Ryan Garcia is a master of combination punching. He likes to do the speed challenges and all that stuff. He likes to put his hand speed on display as his, signature tool. You know what I mean? And I believe that that's the tool that he's going to want to use at some portions of the fight, but he knows he's not going to use it early. And I think he's going to attempt to try to do that late. I think early he's moving and jabbing, trying to rack up as many rounds as he possibly can. Trying to stay away from the power of Gervonta Davis, not trying to get hurt early, and also not trying to expend too much energy early. You know what I mean? I think that's the route he goes. And then late, maybe 7 on down, maybe 8 on down, he takes it up another gear and to try to use that hand speed and combination punching that he's so known for. You know what I mean? And also giving him lesser of a chance probably in the fight to be encountered by Gervonta Davis, because maybe at that point Gervonta is a little bit more tired and he doesn't he's not reacting the same at that point in the fight. But you got to be mindful that Gervonta Davis does take his power from what I've seen from the beginning of the fight to the end of the fight fine. So he does carry his power late, and that's something that Ryan, if he wants to go down this road, needs to be mindful of. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I think that's where they look to step it up on Tank at and try to put combinations and, hand speed on him and hope to drown him, you know what I'm saying, in the later rounds, and hoping that he can probably stay a distance enough to stay away from the counter shots as well, man. So, and that way is still a risky way because, like I said, because Tank takes his power late, it's still a risky way to try to win the fight. But I think it's the only avenue that he got. He's not going to sit there and try to make it a dirty fight early with Gervonta Davis, because one shot is all it's going to take, and it's going to be ringing in Ryan Garcia's head that, I can't get hit early by a strong version of Gervonta Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he's going to really want to go dirty early. I don't think that he's going to be trying to walk Tank down and impose his will on Tank any time in the first, 4 or 5 rounds. It's hard for me to even see him trying to do that, you know what I'm saying? Because he'll run the risk of being counted. And I think, like I said, that's something that's going to ring in his head too, even with the range and distance. Tank is a slow starter. Tank is not looking to jump on you early. So he'll, walk through the forest trees for about 2 or 3 rounds, fight fans. He'll walk through those forest trees for about 2 or 3 rounds just to get closer and closer to the wizard, you know what I'm saying? And once he kind of get closer and closer to the wizard, man, then he gonna let it go, you know what I'm saying? And that's what all Tank is trying to do. So maybe Ryan takes that opportunity to try to box, but I don't see him imposing himself at that portions of the fight. So maybe mid to late, Ryan, like I said, that's where the adjustment will come. And maybe hoping to make Tank they'll do a lot of walking, do a lot of moving, using the stamina thing against him and all of that shit. I think that's the route that he'll try to go in the later portions of that fight and try to turn up the activity on Tank. And it's the only way he got, Joe. That's all he got. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, he can't do nothing else. That uppercut is real, dog. That power is real, man. And he knows it's real. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, him really even outboxing Tank, especially early, it's still a stretch in my opinion, because I think Tank is the better boxer, inside or outside. Reflexes are better on Tank. The power is better on Tank. The counterpunching is better on Tank. And, Tank also is displayed willing to take a shot. You know what I'm saying? Or willing to get touched on a little bit, showing that his chin is no joke either. You know what I'm saying? So Ryan got to contend with all of that early, and a stronger version of Tank just to me is harder for him to deal with. So he's going to have to try to go late, fight fans, and that's where he'll attempt to drown.
I know if you a fan of Ryan Garcia, you might be saying, hey, Mainman, don't forget about the Fortuna fight. The Fortuna fight, which was Ryan Garcia's last fight. Javier Fortuna is a southpaw, just like Gervonta Davis. And people may say, hey, that's the fight that's preparing him for Gervonta Davis, which I would disagree with, because Fortuna fights nothing like Gervonta Davis and not nearly on the level of a Gervonta Davis. I believe that Gervonta Davis would have knocked Fortuna out in just as many rounds as Ryan did. What Ryan took three rounds to knock him out. But if people believe in it, that fight prepared Ryan for this fight, I don't think so. Because Fortuna did not look like himself. He looked like a much older version of himself, or a shell of himself. Didn't really look like he came to fight in that fight. Not to mention, I still took away, even though Ryan, stopped Fortuna in 3 rounds, I still took away some negative things that can affect him against Tank. And that is his footwork. You go back and look at that fight fans, and look at Ryan Garcia's feet. Something that I've always accused Ryan Garcia of having an issue with in his style is his footwork. I mean, he moves with bumbling feet and bumbling knees. I think that's going to make it much easier for Gervonta Davis to knock him out, or knock him down at the very least. Yeah, he can move, but he doesn't move solid, especially when he starts to wear down and gets a little tired. His feet is a problem, fight fans, and that's going to be something that's going to get him, I believe, knocked out and knocked down if he's off balance. Or something to that effect. It's just that Fortuna wasn't of the level or the fighter to use to be as the measure to say, oh yeah, his footwork is this and his power is that. That's just not the measure, especially for Tank Davis, fight fans. So if that's what you're thinking, I will have to disagree.
Something that his team should be mindful of. I could be wrong, fight fans. It's just an observation from a boxing fan. That's nothing more, nothing less. And that's just me wondering inside the ring on how possibly this fight could go. But we'll see, fight fans. We'll see. Either way it goes, it's going to be a good event if it goes down. Interesting clash of styles. And hey, it's gonna be really good for the boxing culture, man. They get this fight off the ground, man. Real spill, man. So we'll see what happens, man. Thumbs up on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Share, rock the bells. If y'all say I'm wrong, y'all say, yo, Mainman, I don't think it's gonna go like that. I think Ryan gonna be able to do ABC. Please put it in the comment section. I'm definitely going to check it out. You know what I'm saying? And just an observation more so than anything, fight fan. Observation and an opinion. Most of the time I'm right though. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. Thumbs up on the way out. To the next video. Peace out.